What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In today's video, we are jumping into the brand new series, the brand new comic known as Kid Juggernaut. We get to discover the origins of Marvel's new hit hero. This is the unstoppable Justin Jin, Kid Juggernaut of the Avengers Academy. Just before Justin's father's mysterious death, he had been sent a package. This package contained a fragment of Crimson Jin. Now Justin has to figure out what the hell all this means, how it's connected to his entire family, what the real Juggernaut has to do with all of this, and why Doctor Strange would come to help him of all the people in the world. One thing is for certain, Justin Jin's life is about to be turned upside down. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so our story starts us off with Kane, aka Juggernaut, invulnerable superhuman Professor X stepbrother. We all know him, we all love him. At one time, one of the most infamous villains of all time. But these days, he's working hand in hand with the X-Men. But Juggernaut, Kane, he always had a predecessor, a Juggernaut who came before him, a man by the name of Jin. This is Justin's grandfather. Jin was the world's one and only Juggernaut until the day that he refused an order from his boss, the demonic extra-dimensional entity known as Cyttorak. Cyttorak wanted him to destroy his home village in South Korea. He refused, and so he anointed Kane as his new champion. He sent Kane to kill Jin, a tragic and unjust tale. This led Justin to becoming something he never expected. This is what takes us to present day. Justin hitting some kind of phenomenal growth spurt. Right now he's walking home with his friend, headed down to his mom's bakery, Van City Buns. But him and his friend, they joke, Tommy's been his best friend since he was in first grade, back when they were the same size. And he's been stealing donuts from his mom's bakery for as long as he can remember. And while Uma always scolds him just for letting him get away with it, she doesn't really care. She just wants to make a fuss about it. He knows when she's actually upset. And right now, she is legitimately upset because Justin's father, one that lives in North Korea he hasn't seen in years, he just found out that he is dead. Justin's life changing in an instant, all because of something that happened halfway across the world. And during this, we get a glimpse of Cyttorak. He is talking to Malfagor. Malfagor had been sent to retrieve the gem from Jin, but he got impatient. He lost his temper, and he killed Justin's father. The gem now lies with the next of kin, so Malfagor must go to Justin Jin. He must take the gem and become the champion. Contemplating all that has happened, this is when he gets a box from Korea. He opens up the box, unable to read the letter that's inside. He had dropped out of Korean school, so he doesn't know the language as well as he thinks he should. But it doesn't take him long to figure out this is his father's belongings. And inside this is a wooden box. A box with a pennant inside of it. Now, Justin has no idea what the hell this thing is, but he is soon gonna learn because he touches it. And in touching it, it grants him power. It imbues itself to him. Feeling like he's about to throw up, he tries to gain his balance, and he touches the wall. But in doing so, the entire wall, it just explodes. Not understanding what's happening, not understanding his own strength. When his mother comes and sees this, she already knows that he is a Juggernaut. Now, Justin, he's like, what the hell is going on, Mom? Like, what's happening right now? How do you know anything about Juggernaut, and why do you believe it's happening to me? This is when she goes on to explain the family history. This all started with his grandfather. His name was Jin Moo-ho, a farmer in South Korea, one that constantly had to deal with battling bandits, a fight that he usually didn't win. One day, this battle, it brings him to an abandoned building, the Temple of Cyttorak. Inside this temple, he discovered a gem, a crimson stone, and like anything on Earth, it was a source of unimaginable power. Touching it made him a conduit to that power, and it turned him into the Juggernaut. He became a champion of the entity known as Cyttorak. a terrible, all-powerful deity, one who chooses one human to inherit his power and act as his avatar in this world. Now, Justin already knows of Cain. That's what the world knows Juggernaut to be as of today. But most people don't know that there have been many Juggernaut. Cain Marko is simply the Juggernaut who succeeded your grandfather. After Moonho had been touched by the gem, he was granted an unimaginable amount of power, unstoppable force of violence and rage. But bound to that entity, he was forced to side with Japanese imperialists. He was forced to drop his Korean name. After they had helped the Japanese colonize Korea, he kept killing for the demon. His guilt continued to grow until the day where that entity asked him to destroy his home village. He could not do so, and because of this, he sent another. He sent a new champion. He sent Cain Marko. After an earth-shattering battle, Cain prevailed, and Justin's grandfather paid the ultimate price. Justin's father, Jungwoo, was left really to live with the legacy that his father had left, trying to defend his actions at first, but the world, the nation, saw him as a traitor to his own people, one who had renounced his country and his heritage. This led Justin's father into drinking, into bitterness, into disillusion. Eventually, Justin's father left them all together. Going on to read the letter, it says, "My son, I know I haven't been much of a father to you. It's one of my many regrets in the life that I have led. A life that never got on the right track because of what's enclosed in this box. The artifact inside is a fragment of a gem that brings immense power, but it also brings great evil. For this reason, he has avoided it his entire life. But who's to say that his life turned out any better for it? So he leaves the gem to him. He can avoid touching it as he did, or you can claim the power for yourself." This is when Malfagor attacks. He comes in demanding the power of Juggernaut, demanding the crystal, that if he doesn't, he will kill Justin, just like he killed his father. This is where the battle ensues. And Justin's trying to let him know, like, you want this crystal, you want me to play nice, you want me to give you what I have, while you actively tell me that you just killed my father. Like, homie, we ain't playing this game. Starting to understand that he's invulnerable, understanding that he has the strength of a god within inside of him. The two of them battle, but Malefor's chains, they're truly too powerful. The dark magic, it's able to hold him down. And when he goes to strike that deadly blow on Justin, this is where Doctor Strange comes in. Doctor Strange knocking him for a loop, grabbing Justin, and opening up a portal. They dip out of here real quickly. And Doctor Strange says that Malfagor is going to track them down very soon, that they only have minutes. He's going to cast some shielding spells. He's going to do what Doctor Strange does. Doctor Strange explains the entire situation to him, how Malfagor is supposed to be the one to inherit the power. That is what led him to Justin's father. It was only a matter of time before someone came for that gem shard, and so he kept the whereabouts secret until upon his death, all in an attempt to keep his son safe. This is when Malfagor finally shows up, him and Doctor Strange getting ready to take on one another, but Doctor Strange does something very out of character for him. Doctor Strange tells Justin that he must kill this guy. It is kill or be killed. This is the man who murdered your father. Kill him. Take him out now before it is too late. As Doctor Strange immobilizes him, Justin breaks the guy's staff. Doctor Strange appears to be losing the fight, so Justin thinks, I don't have any other option. Activating his power to his fullest extent, we see Kid Juggernaut come out, and he is ready to kill Malfagor. Punching him out of this temple, he gets ready to do what needs to be done. He grabs hold of him, thinks of his grandfather, thinks of his father. Doctor Strange telling him to do it now. Kid Juggernaut refuses. He won't kill him, he won't kill anybody else. That is not who he is. And he also knows that is not what the Doctor Strange he knows would do. Doctor Strange would never encourage murder. This is where we see Cyttorak posing as Doctor Strange this whole time. He was trying to convince him to kill, that if he could push him to that limit, he could use him as his weapon. He senses the darkness inside of him, the great power that can be channeled with inside him. And he tells him, like, you pitted me against this guy. You didn't care who lived or who died, as long as one of us would kill and be your champion. But he says, I will never be what you want me to be. That's when he tells Kid Juggernaut that you have only touched a shard of my gem, that you will never know the full power of it. But the day that I strike you down, it is not upon us yet. That I have plans, much bigger, grander plans for you. You think you might have escaped the fate, but you have only ensured one that is going to be far worse. As he leaves, we take up later that next day, and Justin never heard the rest of that letter that his father had wrote. It went on to say that you can avoid touching it, as he did, or you can claim the power for yourself, that it's your choice. He never trusted himself to bear the power of the gem. He saw what it did to his father and feared it would do the same thing, but he knows that the right person will be able to use this power to become something great, a person stronger than he could have ever hoped to be. He believes that person is his son. Justin's father always knew that he would make a good Juggernaut, that he doesn't have to live in fear, that those that want to come after him, they should be the ones living in fear, because there is nothing more terrifying to a villain than a hero. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Not a bad little introduction to Kid Juggernaut, though I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't feel like we needed a Kid Juggernaut. Now, I know the story's been around there and he's been hanging out with the Avengers Academy and all that good stuff, but it kind of feels like an unnecessary character. Like, Marco is an absolutely fantastic character in himself. Kane he's had a phenomenal arc, a phenomenal redemption arc. In the Krakoan era, we saw Juggernaut really become part of the X-Men, part of X-Force, and he was instrumental in saving hundreds, if not thousands, of mutant lives. I do like the fact that he only has like a shard of the gem, so obviously he's not going to be as powerful as Kane, but it's definitely a fun origin story. It's definitely got some fun potential here. I do love that Marvel is venturing more into Asian culture as a whole, specifically Korea. I always find the stories really fascinating, really interesting, mostly because, you know, I grew up with American culture, growing up in California, in Texas, so seeing Asian culture represented, seeing, you know, how they communicate with their family, seeing how they celebrate things, it really has highlighted the best parts of many different cultures. So it's been fun to go down this path and really understand a way of life that's never been my own. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you caught up on everything that is going on in Marvel Comics. If you would like to support this channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.